Most people are taking the wrong vitamin D. Wrong form, wrong dose, wrong cofactor, wrong time of day. Here's what the research actually backs. The bottle next to your toothbrush right now is probably calibrated for a smaller person, paired with the wrong partner nutrient, and swallowed at the worst time of day for absorption. Let's start with the dose. The standard supermarket bottle says 1,000 IUs, maybe 2,000. That number wasn't built for you. Holick's 2007 review in the New England Journal of Medicine is still the canonical reference. The target zone for blood 25-hydroxy-D is roughly 30 to 50 nanograms per milliliter. Below 20 is deficient. A flat 1,000 IUs doesn't push most adults into that target zone. It pushes a small adult halfway there. It barely moves a 90-kilogram body at all. Some researchers, including Wimalawansa, in a 2018 review in the Journal of Steroid Biochemistry, argued the better approach is dosed by body weight, roughly 70 to 90 IUs per kilogram. A 90-kilogram adult on that framework lands around 6,000 IUs a day, 6 times the supermarket dose. This isn't universal medical consensus, and there are safety guardrails we'll cover. But the gap between what the bottle assumes about you and what your body actually needs is the first reason most people are getting the wrong amount. Now the form. There are two main types of supplemental vitamin D. D2, ergocalciferol, from yeast, and D3, cholecalciferol, the form your skin makes when sunlight hits it. The 2012 meta-analysis from Tripkovich in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition pooled 7 trials. D3 raised blood 25-hydroxy-D significantly more than D2. If your bottle says D2 or just says vitamin D without specifying, you're probably taking a less efficient form. Then there's the missing cofactor almost nobody talks about, vitamin K2, the form called MK7. Here's the mechanism in one sentence. Vitamin D tells your gut to absorb more calcium from food. Vitamin K2 tells that calcium where to go. Without K2, the research suggests the extra calcium your D is helping you absorb has less direction. The Rotterdam study, published in the Journal of Nutrition in 2004, followed almost 5,000 older adults for over 7 years. People in the highest tertile of dietary K2 intake had 57% lower coronary heart disease mortality and 52% lower severe aortic calcification compared to the lowest tertile. K1, the leafy green form, showed no such association. The signal was specifically K2. This is observational data, so it deserves honest framing. Mechanism plus observational evidence is strong here. The randomized trials in humans are smaller. Knoppen 2015 in thrombosis and hemostasis gave 244 postmenopausal women MK7 for 3 years and measured arterial stiffness. The MK7 group improved. The placebo group got worse. Nobody is saying K2 cures heart disease. The research suggests you should be pairing D3 with K2, not running D3 alone. Last piece, timing. Vitamin D is fat-soluble. Your gut needs fat in the meal to absorb it. Most people swallow their D with morning coffee or water on an empty stomach. That's the worst absorption setup of the day. We'll cover the fix and the exact protocol the research actually backs in the next part.
Here's the protocol the research actually backs. Start with the bottle. You want D3, not D2, combined with K2 in the form MK7, not MK4. The Sugars 2007 paper in Blood showed MK7 has a half-life around 72 hours. MK4 disappears from the bloodstream within hours of the dose. At supplement levels, only MK7 reliably stays in your blood long enough to do the work. Sato's 2012 paper in Nutrition Journal looked for MK4 in the blood after a supplemental dose. It wasn't detectable. So when you're standing in the aisle, the label needs to say D3 plus K2 as MK7. 2 products that match, Thorne D plus K2 and Sports Research Vitamin D3 plus K2. Both are widely available. Both list the form explicitly. Now the dose. The conservative target is the 30 to 50 nanograms per milliliter range on a 25-hydroxy-D blood test. Most adults at a baseline 2,000 IU a day land somewhere in the lower half of that zone. If you're under 60 kilograms, around 1,500 IU is a reasonable starting point. If you're over 90 kilograms, 4,000 IU is closer. Quick note before we go further. This is research, not medical advice. The numbers come from studies, not a prescription. Talk to your doctor before adding anything new, especially if you're on medication. Critically, if you're taking a blood thinner like warfarin, vitamin K interacts with that medication and you've got to coordinate with your prescriber. Anything above 4,000 IU a day of D, you should be doing with a baseline blood test, not blindly. Above 100 nanograms per milliliter, you risk hypercalcemia. More is not always better. The 2020 Do Health trial in JAMA gave 70-plus-year-olds 2,000 IU a day for 3 years and didn't move the 6 primary clinical outcomes. Baseline status matters more than megadosing. Then the timing. Vitamin D is fat-soluble. The 2010 Mulligan paper in the Journal of Bone and Mineral Research showed that simply moving the supplement from any time of day to the largest meal raised blood 25-hydroxy-D about 50% in the same patients on the same dose. The 2011 Raimundo trial pushed it further. A high-fat meal produced 32% higher absorption than a low-fat meal at the same dose. The practical version is straightforward. Take your D plus K2 with lunch or dinner, with eggs, avocado, olive oil, nuts, salmon, real fat in the meal. Not with black coffee, not on an empty stomach, not with a dry slice of toast. You can take the same dose and get noticeably more of it into your bloodstream just by changing what's on the plate next to it. So, the full picture. D3 plus K2 as MK7. Dose calibrated to your body and ideally guided by a blood test. Taken with a fat-containing meal. That's the protocol the research actually points to. If you want the magnesium version of this same lesson, the form most people get wrong and the form that actually works, check out our video on the magnesium most people are getting wrong. The link is in the description below. This is research, not medical advice. Talk to your doctor before changing anything.